Hey guys, this is about the modulus of a complex number. So first of all, on the right hand side here, I've drawn an Argand diagram. So just to break it down, first of all, if you look at example 1 there, it says to find the modulus of 2 plus 3i. So if I was to plot 2 plus 3i on the Argand diagram, it would be, you go across the 2 and up to 3, so it would be there. So that would be the point 2 plus 3i. So to break it down anyway, really what the modulus is it's it's how far it is from the origin to the complex number, basically, so to the dot. So really the modulus is how far that red line is. Now if you think about it, what it actually makes is it makes a right angle triangle. So if I was to draw a line down like that, so there we have a right angle triangle. And really what it comes back to is Pythagoras, and that's where the equation comes from, or the formula comes from. So if I was to ask you what is the distance along there, along the bottom there like that, you should be able to see quite easy that it's 2. So there's 2 kind of units there. And then if I was to ask you how far is it up here, up the side, you should be able to see quite easy that it's going to be 3, because 2 plus 3i anyway kind of gives it away. So think about when, so you should have hopefully seen Pythagoras before. If you haven't, then it might be worth a look. But really that just makes a right angle triangle, where that's the right angle. So you've got 2 of the sides of a right angle triangle, and you're asked to find the long side. So in this case you're asked to find the hypotenuse. So therefore you do 2 squared plus 3 squared, and whatever you get, you do the square root. So that's where the formula at the top comes from. So if you read this part up at the top, then the modulus of a complex number z equals a plus bi is the square root of a squared plus b squared. So you don't need to be drawing graphs or anything to find out the modulus. It's quite simple, really. You just have to use this formula. So another thing as well, actually, see this notation here that I'm circling? That's another way that it can be asked. So in an exam paper, in the example here, I've written find the modulus of 2 plus 3i, but in an exam paper what they can ask you is this 2 plus 3i, and then kind of absolute, they look like absolute value signs, or just 2 lines, and that basically means modulus. Okay, so if they ask you, I mean, in an exam paper it could be like a like that, and then they just find, they might say find, and put it like that, and then you have to know that that's the modulus. So but to do it anyway, all we're going to do is we're going to take 2 and we're going to square it, and then we're going to do 3 and square it, and then we're going to find the square root of that. So you could put all of that there like it is there into the calculator together if you wanted, but 2 squared would be 4, 3 squared would be 9. So the final answer then would be the square root of 13, and you could put that in a calculator and get a decimal, but generally when you're finding modulus, it's okay to leave it like that, or to leave it in that form, in third form. The second one, so we've got negatives in this, but remember, any negative number squared will always give you a positive number, because minus times minus gives you plus. So again, just to stress the point, that question could be given like this: minus 3 minus 4i, and that's where the notation up here is, that's what that's there for as well. So it could be asked like that, but anyway, what we have to do is we have to do minus 3 squared plus minus 4 squared, and then we have to find the square root of that. So minus 3 squared would be minus 3 times minus 3, so that will give us positive 9. Minus 4 squared is minus 4 times minus 4, so that's positive 16. And then if we add them two together, we get the square root of 25. And in this case, we get a square number inside, so the square root of 25 is 5. So 5 would be the modulus there. So here's 2 more questions then. If you want to pause the video and just try them, and then play it on, and I'll go through the answers. So the first one anyway, we have to do 3 squared plus 3 squared and then find the square root. So 3 squared is 9, 3 squared is 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. So we can just leave the answer like that then, so square root of 18. The second one we have to do minus 2 squared, and we have to do 5 squared, and then add them together and find square root. So minus 2 squared is positive 4, 5 squared is 25, so we add them together and we're going to get square root of 29. So that's my final answer.